are welcome to another episode of No Gray Areas with Sazzy. I hope you all are staying safe. Please stay safe. We care about you. If you are new here, you are welcome to this channel. Please hit the subscribe button so you can get notifications when we upload a new video. On this channel, we talk about issues of life. We talk about realities of life, possible ways of handling it or them, and hopefully surmounting them. We are on other social media platforms. On Facebook, we are No Gray Areas with Sazzy. And on Instagram, we are NGA with Sazzy. You're welcome to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming here. Please do well to drop your comments, like this video, and also share them, because I believe that there are a lot of people out there that might be in need of this solution. This is a new week, and we have a question for the week. And the question reads thus: Hello, Sazzy. How do I handle a boss who is constantly making sexual passes at me? So here's a question that came in. So let's go right into it as I share my view on the matter arising. Learning how to set boundaries at work for things you shouldn't be doing can get a little bit tricky. You can get to a point where there will be name calling. You could be labeled all sorts of names. You can be demoted, or worst case, fired or sacked. It's very important for us to know this. But regardless of all these downsides that could come with this whole charade, it's very important for you to create your personal boundaries. And before you know it, people will naturally know their limits around you, because you have the responsibility of teaching people how to treat you. And that in itself will gain you absolute respect from people. Things like this actually happen to both genders. There are some men that actually go through sexual harassment from their female bosses or from their female colleagues. It's very important for you to know this. And there are some ladies that also experience this sexual harassment as well. So I want us to know that it can happen on both sides of the divide. And this can also happen in the blue chip companies around the world, and also in private organizations. So it happens either way, anywhere. We need to also know that these things happen wherever we find ourselves, whether it's in a private environment or in a very big company that is well known. Now, how do we handle a boss that is constantly making sexual passes at us? I wrote down certain points here, so let's go right into it. Number one, say no and mean it. It's very important to say no and mean it. Do not say no and begin to give clues to your boss. No. Do not say no and begin to lower your standard. No. When you say no to such requests, mean no. Say it and mean it, so you will not be caught in unnecessary entanglements. It's very important. Now, when you say no, it's very important for you to know that the way you dress around this person really counts as well. It counts. I'm not saying that, oh, because of the way we dress, these people get carried away and they want to do this. No. After all, people that are fully covered get sexually molested as well. But it's very important that when you're around this person, you watch the way you sit, the way you talk, your gesticulations, your actions, the way you dress. It's very important. Try as much as possible not to give any form of green light around them, because sometimes when people are treated really comfortably around you, or when people are treated in a certain way that they feel like you're giving them this special treatment, they feel like you are giving them the green light. Even when you have verbally said no to them, they feel that your action is actually saying yes. So when you say no, mean it as well. The second thing you can as well do is speak to their conscience politely. Speak to this boss politely. Tell them what you think about the situation. Appeal to their conscience. Talk to them. Make them understand that you can't do this for whatever reason. Make them understand. Do not be rude. Don't go with a very harsh tone. Don't do that. But talk to them in a very polite manner. Talk to their conscience. Maybe this might work. Some of them might just see a reason why they should back down from their constant passes or their constant sexual passes at you. So it's very important to also talk to them politely. It's very important. Another avenue, another thing you can explore is introduce your spouse or your partner to this boss. It's very important. Introduce your spouse to them, introduce your partner to them, and if possible, make your partner or your spouse approach them. Approach them with wisdom. Approach them in a very gentle and kind way. It's very important. When they know that your spouse is in the know or your partner is in the know, it could limit their constant pressure on you. Yes, this works. So introduce them to these people and they can as well have the time to just talk to them and plead to their conscience as well. This can as well work for you. Another thing you can try is report to a male or a female superior. Report to a superior in that department. If you have a superior in that department, report to the person or report to somebody that they actually respect in the same department or maybe some other department. But just talk to somebody about this issue. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't fight this battle yourself, because things might really go south, and before you know it, people begin to say, who did you talk to? Who did you report this matter to? So it's very important that you talk to a superior about this whole pressure coming your way, or you talk to somebody that this person respects a lot. It's very important. Another avenue we can explore is record their conversations. Yes, it's very important. You can record the conversations. You can have videos done or maybe audio conversations. Record it, because you see people like this, a lot of people, some people like this can be so mean to a point where when you get to report them, they deny it. And the only way that you can prove to people that they were doing this to you or they have been doing this to you is when you have proof. Otherwise, it's going to be their words against your word. It's very important. So you can record the conversations. You can do videos when they are not listening or when they do not know that you're actually doing this. It's very important for you to have proof, concrete evidence that this is actually happening. Now, I want to plead with us. Do not go to an enclosed place with this said boss. Do not go to a hotel room. For instance, some of them could invite you to their hotel room. Don't go to their hotel room if you know that this is happening, because you could just be a victim of rape at the end of the day. And if you are in an enclosed space with them and you are planning on recording this conversation, please don't let them know. They do not need to know that you are doing this, because some of them can be so mean that the moment they come to realize that you are recording the conversations, you can be killed. You can be maimed. They can do everything to cover their track. It's very important that when you do this smartly. It's very important. Please, I'm begging. If you need to hang out with this person or have a meeting or a conversation with this person, do it in an open environment, in a public place. Another option is for you to report to the human capital management system of your company, especially for those who work in the blue chip companies, maybe in the bank, or you work in the oil and gas sector, or you work in the manufacturing sector as well. Because these people have the company policies that protect subordinates from undue harassment from their bosses. So they have a robust system that can work. It can actually work. So you take it up to the HR, take it up to them so they will know what to do and how to ensure that this is stopped. They need to ensure that this does not happen to you anymore. It's very important. And this takes me back to the previous one I talked about, the one I said record conversations, right? Record conversations, or maybe Have videos of these things that this person is doing to you, or audio, something. Just have something as proof. Because sometimes when you take it up to them, they might ask you for evidence. Or this said boss might just deny every allegation against them. And the only way that it will be your word against that person's word is when you have concrete proof or evidence. So it's very important that you take this up to your HR. It's very important. A lot of people, some of these bosses could be very mean, that they feel that everything, works around them. They feel like they can control the system, or they probably have friends or people at the helm of affairs that could defend them or something. But when you have proof about what they've been doing to you, then it could help you as well. So please, this is an option, and this option works a whole deal. Next one that you can actually do is seek for transfer to another unit, especially for those that work in a bigger organization, in a corporate, a large firm, in the blue chip company. You can actually seek for a transfer to another unit where you do not have to work with this person directly. Yes, that works as well. You can apply for it, especially when the HR is aware of what you have gone through, or you have been through, or you are going through. They can honor it. So you request for it. Make your application. Send it to the HR. Let them know that it's important for you to get transferred, so this can stop. Another option that you can explore is you can take it up legally. Yes, this one sometimes affects people that work in private organizations. Imagine that the pressure is coming from your boss, the owner of the company. Imagine it's coming from the man who owns the company, or the woman who owns the company. It's very important that when you have this proof, you can take it up legally. But that could be a longer route for you. It could be a longer route. It could just be, the question is, do you want to start spending money over a legal issue? Are you ready to actually do that? To go through a litigation process over somebody that wants to have you sexually or molesting you sexually? So that's another angle you can look at as well. But it is an option. If you want to explore that option, you can let your lawyers write to this person. It's very important. Another option that you can explore, especially for those that are believers, you can pray the boss out. Yes, you can do that. Prayer works. You can pray the boss out, or you can ask God for another job. It works. Especially when you are in a very, in the blue chip companies, you can pray that boss out. Maybe for the boss to get a transfer to another unit, and for you to get another person, or for you to be transferred to another unit. These things happen. These things actually happen. I have had that experience when I was in school, not while I was working. While I was a student in the university, I actually had a lecturer that was trying to molest me sexually. And to be honest with you, it was prayer that worked for me, to be honest with you. So prayer works. They could just transfer this person just like that. And before you know it, you are all right. You gain your sanity. So it works. So for you that is a believer, you can pray that boss out, or ask God to give you another opportunity to get a better job somewhere. Now, last but not the least, okay? Quit the job if all options fail. If all these options fail, please quit that job. The reason why it's very important for you to quit this job is because, especially for those that work in a private environment, you can't, it's hard for you to actually fight the boss of your company, the owner of the company. It's actually hard. It's actually hard. Our system sometimes can be really, really difficult. It's actually hard. So for you not to be a victim of rape, for you not to be for you not to be suffering constant sexual harassment, or constantly threatening you, intimidating you because they are the bosses of the company, walk away from that job. Yes, go look for another job. Unfortunately, it's happening like this, but that could just be the best option to what you're going through. Quit the job, go look for another job elsewhere. You can just send in your resignation letter. Just sending your resignation letter is very important. Quit the job and look for something somewhere. Plan your resignation. It's very important. Maybe set up a business afterwards or do something that can actually keep you sane. Because sometimes all these other options may just not work, except you walk away from that organization. Finally, remember that when you stick to your values, people who couldn't have their way around you will always find an avenue to expose your mistakes, your errors, and maybe your pitfalls. Hence, you need to be at the top of your game when discharging your duties and your responsibilities. It's very important. People always want to look for the little slip up and they use it against you. So please always be at the top of your game wherever you are, especially at your place of work when you're experiencing this. It's very important. And to you, the boss that feels you can take undue advantage of people because they are working under you, there is a bigger boss. Yes, there is a bigger boss and he controls everything. So this is the line for you. There is God, oh, there is God. And watch what you are doing. So life will not switch up on you, because in life, we reap what we sow. And hope when it comes, it will not hit you in a very hard way or make everything turn all up against you. Please show a little kindness. Please love the people around you. Please show love to your workers, because life is too short to be mean and evil to people. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Like I said, share our video, like it as well, and drop your comment. We appreciate it a whole lot. See you next time on another episode of No Gray Areas with Sazzy. Bye.